What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters. Welcome to No Life to Metal. Going to be doing a 7-inch vinyl update today, as well as showing off my Judas Priest 7-inch collection, which isn't as big as some of the other collections that I've shown up. Priest singles just don't show up that often. Regardless, this was requested by the Headbanging Zulu UK, who has a channel on YouTube. Check him out if you haven't already. He's a good friend of mine. His name is Steve. So he did his 7-inch vinyl update not too long ago for Priest and asked if I would show mine. So that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to get right into it because there's a lot to show here. Like I said, this is several months of picking stuff up. These first couple are kind of cool because they're kind of collector's things. So first off, you got Saxon. I do have quite a few Saxon singles. This one here is in a fake leather pouch. It's plastic, but it's supposed to look like leather, and it is from the Destiny album, so it's probably the most commercial album that the band did, but it's still a really cool package. So here's the sleeve. I Can't Wait Anymore, backed with Broken Heroes Live, which is it's a really cool version of Broken Heroes. But this thing also comes with a Saxon discography of 7-inch and 12-inch singles, which I do have a lot of them. And then the actual single itself. And then there is also a large poster that folds down, obviously, into the 7-inch size. But here is the poster. So, very cool. I've never seen this one before. I'm always online searching for Saxon and just certain bands that I always search for, Saxon being one of those, and ran across this one, and it was the right price, and I'd never seen it before, so I jumped right on it, bid on it on eBay actually, and nobody else did, so it is now in part of my collection. So Saxon, I Can't Wait Anymore, special limited edition pouch pack, includes color poster and numbered discography. Alright, next up, this one is a double CD, a gatefold from Irish band Mama's Boys. Another band whose stuff I'm always on the lookout for, and I'm pretty sure I pretty much have everything this band has put out now. There might be some oddball thing I don't have, but I doubt it. Anyhow, so it is a gatefold sleeve, which is not something you see very often in 7-inch singles. This is, I believe, a UK pressing on Jive Records, so you've got same... on all four sides, it's the same label, but you've got Higher Ground, Last Thing at Night, Needle in the Groove, and Mama We're All Crazy Now, the 12-inch version of Mama We're All Crazy Now. Their Slade cover, which came out at the same time as Quiet Riot's Slade cover, and of course we all know that Slade's, Quiet Riot's cover became a big hit for them, whereas Mama's Boys kind of got buried. Frankly, I think Mama's Boys version was just as good, if not better, than Quiet Riot's version. Just another one of those bands I'm always looking for stuff. Matter of a lot of this stuff is stuff that I'm always looking out for. So one of the Motorhead singles that I was missing, this is the UK 7-inch version of Shine from Another Perfect Day, of course featuring Brian Robbo Robertson on guitar, who only lasted with the band for one album. And this side 2 is Hoochie Coochie Man, the blues standard that they do Motorhead style. This is I believe a UK pressing on bronze. Alright, next up, I'm always looking for this band. You guys know that. I mean, I show these. If I do a 7-inch vinyl update, this band is almost always in there. I was actually at my friend Carcass John's house, and he had a copy of this hanging on his wall. And rather than begging him for it, I thought I'll just keep an eye out for a copy. And what do you know? I found a copy for a decent price. But this is Aerosmith Japanese pressing of it's called the Aerosmith Japan 77 EP, and it's Walk This Way, backed with I can't remember what the song is backed with now. Nobody's Fault, off of which is a freaking heavy song off of Rocks. So the 77 Japanese tour 7-inch single, very cool. Glad to have it in my collection. This one here, my buddy Bill Bafford picked up for me when he was on vacation, and he texted me, said, "You have this?" And surprisingly, it's one I don't have, but this is the US pressing of Chipway the Stone, backed with SOS. This was a single that was released for the Gems record back in, I think it was '88 or so. and it is an old song that they recorded and only released as a single. I have the original single pressing that came out, which was backed with had a live version and a studio version on it. And then I also have another version of it, but this is the first time I ever seen or owned the Gems version of it. So Columbia Records, SOS, and A-side, Nobody's, Chip Away at the Stone. A Richie Supa song, by the way. Richie Supa wrote some great songs with them, including, I think he did Lightning Strikes with them. I think Pink was another one that Richie Supa wrote with them, so yeah. Another one of those same bands, if you know me, I show this guy a lot. And, I'm getting close to probably having almost all his 7-inch singles, but again, there's just so many singles from across the world. This is a Spain single. This is Atado y, I'm going to butcher this word, Amordazado, Atado y Amordazado. I don't know how well that was, but it's bound and ganged. And that is backed with, I can't see through it to tell you what the backside is. And I can't read it because it's in Spanish, so Habitual Offender is what the song is. I'm not sure how to pronounce that in Spanish, sorry. I'm not even going to try. But in any case, very cool single. I think I have 4 or 5, maybe even 6 singles now that are Spanish singles where the titles are all in Spanish, which is cool. But anyhow, just one I didn't have, and I ended up finding this at a seller who had something else set up. Actually, the seller who was selling this also had this, and I was trying to find more than one thing because it was shipping from across the globe, and so I wanted to find more than one to just make it worth the shipping price. So there you go. Ted Nugent. A couple of American heavy metal bands. Now, this is not one that I've shown before because this is the first 7-inch single I've ever seen by them. But this is Griffin. This is the American 80s heavy metal band. This is live 1982. This is cool. So side A and side B are 2 live tracks right together. I mean, you literally have to turn over side A to get to side B because the 2 tracks kind of like fade into one another. So it fades into one and then it fades in on the other side. So here's your center label. But you get Flight of the Griffin, which of course is a classic track by them, backed with a cover of The Who's Won't Get Fooled Again. And I like that track too, so I'm not the biggest Who fan, but I do like The Who, and that's a great song from them. So American Heavy Metal from Griffin, live 1982. I need to hurry up because I still got a lot to go here, and I still got the Judas Priest. So this is The Rods, probably one of the... I just don't understand why record companies feel the need to release the covers as the singles, but this is Keep Me Hanging On. Never was one of my favorite covers, never was one of my favorite Rods songs, but it's still cool finding any 7-inch single from the Rods, especially a UK pressing. You just don't see them with a picture sleeve. Backed with Wings of Fire, which is a great song off of Wild Dogs. Yeah, now let me show you the back of this one because there is a picture of the Wild Dogs in the back. So there's the back of the 7-inch single. And like I said, I believe this is a UK pressing on Arista. Alright, getting into slightly more obscure stuff here before we get into the Priest stuff. This is Master, death metal. Of course, everybody knows Master, but I mean, they weren't a household name like a lot of the, like Nugent or Aerosmith, but just great death metal. This is a couple demo tracks, released as a 7-inch single. So you've got God of Thunder and Witch Hunt, basically. It did come with this little sticker in the back, and this came, I paid for this single, and then I got this one for free from the same seller, which is great because I discovered something new that I really dig. But this is The Primitive, and this features Jim Rowe, who is from New Jersey, USA, and he's been in like a bunch of different bands, but he basically plays everything on here, including vocals. This is real guttural, real heavy death metal stuff. Not core at all. It's just really old school death metal stuff. Really enjoyed it. 2 tracks from him, but this too came with a sticker. But he's been in he played with Master live, which apparently is, I don't know if he had anything to do with this release, but it looks just like this one, so he may have. But he played in Speed Kill Hate, he played in Terror, he played in Mausoleum, he played in Incantation. I wrote it down because I knew I'd forget some of the bands he played in. There you go. This is the Primitive, so definitely check out them if you're into death metal. This is a EP, so it's got 3 songs, I believe. Yeah, Voodoo, Pushing the Stone, and then 4 songs, I'm sorry. Fester Slow, the grinding one, is track 3, and Torture Soul Dirge on the B-side, and this is on a red wax. Translucent red. But this is Afterward Records. Alright, keeping up, this is a new wave of traditional thrash metal band. This is Vulture. This is from a couple years ago on Metal Blade Records. This is Beyond the Blade, back with a Thin Lizzy cover of Killer on the Loose. Missed out on it when it first came out. Found this copy very, I mean, it was probably cheaper than it came when it was new. When I found it on, I think I get this one on eBay as well. But in any case, I think it's like back in 2019 or 18, somewhere in that area. But yeah, great cover of Thin Lizzy's Killer on the Loose, Beyond the Blade, Vulture, thrash metal, great stuff. And then this is also a US heavy metal band, kind of pushing towards speed metal, if not pure speed metal. But this is Pounder, The Last Stand Come Alive, backed with Faster Than Fire. This is just on a black vinyl. And it's on High Roller Records. The custom center labels. Yeah, but really good stuff. Like I said, I'm always looking for 7-inch singles, looking to get a deal on them. This one was actually probably the best deal of all, because much like the Primitive one, this one actually came for free from one of the sellers that sold me one of the other 7-inch singles here. So very cool, because I like Pounder. And I'm sorry, I said this is on High Roller. This is on Shadow Kingdom Records. My apologies. If you look in the corner over there, you can see the little Shadow Kingdom. So Shadow Kingdom is another place I buy from all the time. So, all right, this last one that I'm going to show as a new addition to the collection is going to lead us into the Judas Priest collection. But this is a UK pressing of, obviously, Judas Priest. Some heads are going to roll for Defenders of the Faith with Green Manalishi live on the B-side. Which leads me into my Judas Priest collection. Surprisingly, I don't have a lot from the 70s. They just don't show up that often, especially in the US. Most of the singles are not released here, especially picture sleeve singles. But yeah, there's large gaps in this collection. I'm working on it. So anyhow, first of all, this is one of the cooler ones. This is Green Manalishi with the 2-prong crown, studio version from 1979. This is the white label radio promo, which has the stereo and the mono version in the original Columbia sleeve that it came in. And we jump to 1980 with Breaking the Law. Back with Metal Gods. This, I believe, is also a UK pressing. Breaking the Law is never one of my favorite Priest songs, but it was definitely a popular, and it's definitely an overplayed song. If you're into Priest at all, you know that song. Oddly enough, when I saw Priest a few years ago, maybe not even 10 years ago, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, they played the entire British Steel album live, and man, it was just fantastic. And even songs like Breaking the Law, which I think are way overplayed, I really enjoyed. I mean, it was just like I was 16 again and seeing Priest for the first time and banging my head and just really enjoying it. So anyhow, Breaking the Law, back with Metal Gods. 81, Heading Out to the Highway. Backed with Rock Forever and Hellbent for Leather. This is a US pressing. You can see the US cover on the back there with the it's kind of dark, so it's kind of really hard to see, but there's 2 different covers for this. The UK cover, which most people seem to like better, and the US pressing, which is kind of I don't know, it's interesting because you can see 2 different things in it depending on what you're looking for. But regardless, this is got Rock Forever and Hellbent for Leather recorded live on the B-side, and Heading Out to the Highway on the A-side. And this is not one I see very often, actually. So, nice one to have in the collection. This is another UK pressing, I believe, on the CBS label. This is also Breaking the Law. Excuse me, Hot Rockin' with Breaking the Law live. And you notice a lot of these have Breaking the Law on there. It was just a huge song for them. So Hot Rockin' back with Breaking the Law, recorded live February '81 on the CBS label. Here, let me show you the back. It's got a picture of the band. And then next up we have Don't Go. Please don't believe me. Don't go. Yeah, anyhow, Don't Go. Backed with Solar Angels, another UK pressing. And there's the back of that one. One of the more obscure tracks to be released as a single from Priest. I love the song. I love the whole album, actually. So, Solar Angels is a great song. So a lot of these I like the B-sides better than the A-sides. All right, then we jump forward to Chains, off the Screaming for Vengeance album, and you will notice there's not a B-side to this one. The B-side is a Judas Priest audio file, a musical biography. So it's kind of little clips of music with interviews and stuff. A little odd. I'd rather have the music, frankly, but it's still kind of a cool collector's item. This one I actually picked up in a record store when I was on vacation one year in Florida. Yeah, I don't remember how much it was, but I was surprised. It was just kind of hanging up there, sitting on it with a bunch of other singles kind of hanging on this display, and I was like, want that. So, very cool. You will notice I don't have You Got Another Thing Coming. That is one I want. There's several different versions of that. I have none. So, here comes another version of Some Heads Are Gonna Roll. This is the US pressing, as opposed to here being the UK pressing, so you can see the two different covers. And this one is back Breaking the Law live. Like I said, very popular song for Priest, especially in the US. This was recorded live at the US Festival, Heavy Metal Day, May 29th, 1983, in San Bernardino, California. So I'm just going to put this together because that's where it's going to go. Alright, now we go to the Turbo album, and I have this one on 12-inch and 7-inch single, and I always find this one amusing. So we've got Turbo Lover. This is a promo single, so it's got the same song on both sides. White label, Columbia House. Demonstration, not for sale. But if you look closely, it has all this information on there. Over 750,000 albums sold, 2 months SRO tour, 650,000 tickets already sold. Since release, consistent top 10 requests at radio stations. Got all these. Then at the very bottom it says, Judas Priest is not heavy metal. Judas Priest is rock and roll. Judas Priest is not heavy metal. Okay. Yeah, even in the, 1986, this was when heavy metal was still like a majorly popular. Record labels were still trying to shy away from the term, and you can see the no heavy metal symbol right there. Let's see, where is it? There it is. I've just always found that amusing. The 12-inch single is on there too, and it's obviously much bigger on the 12-inch single. So yeah, I mean, Turbo was not exactly the my favorite Priest album. But even that album, I mean, it's still metal. Alright, staying with the Turbo album, this is Locked In. This is the white label radio promo. Oddly enough, it has the same cover as the... So there's Locked In, but you can see on the bottom it says Demonstration, Not for Sale. There is no B-side. It is the same song on both sides. Locked In. And then I also have the regular version, which looks like the exact same cover. But you've got Hot for Love on the B-side, and you can see the back cover is different, where it says backed with Hot for Love on the bottom instead of Demonstration, Not for Sale. So, like I said, Turbo's never been my favorite album from Priest. I love the 70s stuff. I love the early 80s stuff. Scream for Vengeance to me is an album that defines heavy metal, but yeah, this album was, I think they kind of lost their way. I know a lot of people liked them because it was so popular at the time. It got a lot of people into heavy metal, and this is a lot of people when they discovered Priest. So, I mean, I have no definitely necessarily a problem with it, but yeah, for me, the 70s Priest is unbeatable. All right, and the last one I have, this is a US pressing. This is from a soundtrack. It should have stayed as a soundtrack and not been released as on an album, but this is Judas Priest doing Johnny Be Good. I can't even remember the name of the movie. From the original movie soundtrack, Johnny Be Good. They were basically hired to do this song. And you can see it is a Blue Label promo single. And it's just not my not my favorite cover by them. They've done some great covers, but this is not one of them. And then they ended up sticking it on an album. Yeah, it's just not the greatest song from them. I think I said Johnny B. Good is on both sides, right? Yeah, Johnny B. Good is on both sides. There is a regular pressing of this that has Rock You All Around the World as a, and you can see on the back of this one it actually is on there. So the sleeve for this, whether it's the promo or the regular version, is the same, but depending whether you have this blue label or the regular Atlantic's, actually I think it was it Atlantic? Yeah, it was Atlantic, or rather the original Atlantic sleeve. Depends on which version that you have. Like I said, this is a promo version. So there you go, that is my 7-inch update and my Judas Priest 7-inch vinyl collection. Appreciate y'all watching. Thanks for requesting that. Steve, like I said, Harmless Rebel, Harmless Rebel, that's the other Steve. This is a Steve from the UK. This is the Headbanging Zulu UK. So appreciate you requesting that video, and that one's for you. So appreciate y'all watching, and that's it. God bless. Stay strong.